Hello, everybody. Welcome back. Just a little bit of housekeeping before we start the episode. If you are watching my other series, from the bottom to the top, I'm making Tottenham Hotspurs again. Just a quick note, because when you see this video, we're going into the weekend of the Queen's funeral. We will be moving everything back a couple of days at the start of next week. So that means that Monday's episode of From the Bottom to the Top will move to Tuesday, and Tuesday's Making Tottenham Hotspurs again will move to Wednesday. As of Thursday, we'll be back to our normal schedule as we head down into FM23. More about that coming up later, and if you want to keep in contact with what's happening on this channel as we head to FM23, it's really exciting, you know, then leave me that big thumbs up, subscribe and hit the notification button. Welcome to Be A Legend. Hello and welcome to episode 12 of To Be A Legend. My name's Mark, and on today's episode we have for you two games in the EFL Championship against Stoke City, who we are playing away, and then at home to Nottingham Forest, who in this reality aren't in the Premiership. The question is, will they be in the Premiership for very long anyway? I don't know. Since you were last with us, we were the seven-side derby, of course, against Cardiff, a 2-2 draw, and a Birmingham away. No, a Birmingham at home in the third round of the EFL Cup, a 1-0 win against them. Semenyo after 42 minutes, the only goal of that game. We've played Barnsley in the Championship. Goals from Luke Freeman and Nathan Young-Coombs, and Antonio and Antoine Semenyo has scored 2 goals. Making it a nice, comfortable 4-0 win. Just to say that the 4-2-4 that we switched to in that third round of the EFL Cup, we've stuck with and seem at the moment, touch wood, seems to be bearing a little bit of fruit. We then went away to Millwall, to the New Den, I think it is. Actually, we'll just check, can't we? We can check on here. It's called The Den. I'm sure they called it the New Den, to be fair. A 3-1 win against them. Semenyo again getting 2 goals. All of a sudden, he's in a little bit of rich form. And Luke Freeman with the other one after 60 minutes. We then had a game moved back, and I can't remember which one it was. I think it might have been Peterborough, actually. We had one move back anyway because of an international break. Albeit, I'm not sure it was a full international break, because it was really weird, because normally in an international break you get a week off, but for some reason the news message came up and said, as you've got 3 players out on international duty, do you want to postpone your match? Yeah, well, I think that's probably a good idea, because having done that, we wanted to keep the momentum going. Having won the last 3 matches, only conceding 1 goal, needed to keep that momentum going. So we put on a friendly against Wolfsberger, German side, and it's a 5-0 win. I can't see all the goal scorers here. Nathan Young-Coombs scored from the penalty spot after 43. Morgan Rogers making it 2-0 just before half-time. He added to that in the second half after 75 minutes. That was after Tom Daly-Basharou got 1 on 73 minutes. And Liam Delap coming on as a substitute in that second half, getting the 5th goal on 86 minutes. And as you'll see, we were quite dominant in that game. 18 shots, 8 of which were on target. Could have done with a few more on target, really, though. Would have been better. Anyway, with all that championship going on, how does that leave us in the championship table? Well, as you'll see, we're currently lying in 8th place. We do have a game in hand over some of these teams above us, not all of them. 16 points. But to be honest, game in hand, and we would sort of launch ourselves pretty much up into the playoff positions without any problem at all. We're lying just 1 point outside of that at the moment. We do have a slightly superior goal difference over some of these teams immediately in front of us anyway. So picking up a couple of points and getting amongst those would do us the world of good. Or one of those teams being Nottingham Forest, who we play in the second game of this episode. First game of the episode is, of course, against, and I've completely forgotten, Stoke City, who are currently lying down in 15th place on 11 points. As you'll see, their current form, they've only won 1 in their last 5, having lost the last 2, and just managing to get a draw in amongst those to break up what would have otherwise been 4 straight wins. 4 straight losses, should I say. Well, I get me all muddled up today. Anyway, that's how it's looking at the moment. I don't think there's a great deal else to tell you. Let's have a look and see how we've done relatively. I mean, our past against Stoke is rubbish, isn't it, really? The Bet365 Stadium hasn't been a good stomping ground for us. 2-1, 2-0, 2-1 in the last 3 times that we've met there. In fact, we have to go back to November 2021 in the Championship when we last beat Stoke City. Can we change that today? We're about to find out, because here is the first game of this episode. And here is the team that will face Stoke City in this Sky Bet Championship match. Just to say that Masengo, who we'll mention in midfield in a moment, he won't sign a contract at the minute. He wants quite a bit of money. We've told him to, asked him if he'd wait until the end of the season. He said, no, I want it sorted now. And it broke down, basically, the negotiations. And since then, he's not wanting to play ball. We could sell him. We have a couple of 3 years left on his contract. In fact, 2.5 years left on his contract. So no sense of urgency, really. He's in the last window. I think he passed. He had a release clause on his contract that has passed by now. So technically, we can ask for him what we will, but currently valued at between 2.5 and 14 million. So if somebody steps in for him, we may consider moving him on. We also would quite like to get him back and sign him up for a little bit longer and just do. So we're working on that one. Anyway, the team. I digress. Bentley in goal. It's Pring, Nelson, Moore and Roberts, our defensive line. Masengo, as previously discussed, and Williams in that central midfield. Freeman out on the left. Deli Basharu out on the right. Delap and Jenna are up front. If my memory serves me right, do we have an injury to Semenyo? He's not on the bench, is he? Need to check what's happened to Semenyo. Seems to have gone missing at the minute. Anyway, Cairns, Viner, Cabano, Rogers, Zaranthe, O'Dowda and Dak are all on the bench. While we get the game going, I'll have a look and see if I can find him. And you join us at the start of this match. Semenyo was there all the time. I was just blind to see him, to be fair. We're playing in our purple kit today. Stoke with a corner early on and headed over the top, thankfully. Roberts with a throw in here. 2 more. Back to Roberts. Deli Basharu. Trying to find a way out. Williams, he did find it in the end. More. Roberts. Delap. Jenna. Jenna comes forward. Deli Basharu plays it into space for Delap. And Delap gets his first goal of the season. His first start for us. And with just, I'm not sure, it will be 10 minutes on the clock. 10 or 11 minutes on the clock. We'll find out in a second. We go 1-up against Stoke at the Bet365 Stadium. It's in the back of the net. It's 10 minutes in. Delap, Liam Delap on loan, has got the goal. We have a corner now. Roberts swings it in. More over the top. I think 2 goals would have flattered us somewhat, but they all count, I guess. Freeman with the corner, and that one headed over the top again by Moore. Always press Morgan Fox. He's obviously causing us problems. And we have a free kick. Who's going to take the free kick? Freeman with the free kick. It's a low one to Jenner. Williams. Roberts. Connor Roberts with his first goal of the season. And what a goal it was too. One to remember, that one. Lovely play though. One off of the training ground, I'm guessing. Jenner. Williams just teed it up for Roberts and planted it in the back of the net. And we go 2 up after 33 minutes. As we head down towards half-time. Throwing in our half. Pring to Masango. Masango back to Pring. Pring to Delap. Delap looking for Jenner. Didn't quite find him. That ball runs through to Bentley. Nelson now. Back to Bentley. Bentley goes out wide to Pring. Nelson, who's not under any pressure at the moment. Pring. And Pring will get snatched here if he's not careful, but manages to get it back to Nelson. Moore and Nelson working together. Up one forward to Jenner. Jenner heads it to Delap. This one through to Jenner. It's 3-0. 5th goal of the season. 3-0 at half time will be the minimum. And something's got to go radically wrong for us to lose this game, I think. Mind you, the team talk before the start of the match was go out and get revenge for the last game that we played against Stoke. And to be fair, so far, that is what we're doing. Mind you, there's a highlight from kickoff. So, and a bad pass. Deli Basharou. Masengo. Are we going to get 4 before halftime? Masengo goes out wide. He's been tackled, but the ball's come through to Pring. Pring crosses the ball deep. It's just headed over the top. Who was that? Deli Basharou. Unlucky. And we are down to half-time. I think a bit of extra time there be due to the injury to Alfie Doughty on the Stoke side. But 11 shots, only 4 on target, not hitting our 50%. But I don't mind. 3 goals out of those 4 is fine. 0.98 on the XG. I would have expected that to be higher, actually. 66% possession. That is rampant possession. Not really given them a chance so far to get into the game. Against their 5 shots, 2 on target. And, that, an exceedingly good first half. Let's hope that for much more of the same in the second. And you come back for the second half. No changes at half time on either side that I'm aware of. I'm guessing Alfie Doughty will have been replaced out there somewhere. That ball headed down. Roberts and Moore. Been very casual there with a Stoke player in attendance. Masango, Nelson, Moore, back to Nelson, Williams, looking for a way through. Nelson goes out now wide to Pring. Pring, back to Nelson. Not moved far forward, but Pring, Freeman, Masango, missed Pring, but Pring manages to tidy up. Nelson is going to swing that one for Jenner. Jenner heads it down to Delap, as he has been doing all game. And Deli Basharou pulls a save out of the goalkeeper. And Therese Campbell needs marking, so we'll quickly go in and do that while Therese Campbell. Oh, he is being marked. Tight marking. Okay, that's good. Already being done. Freeman with the corner. And it's headed clear. Stoke will come away with it. One of those rare opportunities so far. And he's managed to get it back to Dario. Crossed in, and it's ahead, but straight into the arms of Bentley, who gathers up. Jenner being the target man, heading that down to Delap into the path of Deli Basharou. Tried to go for the near post. as opposed to sweeping it across the goalkeeper for the far post. But never mind. Stoke have a free kick, I think. And moving the ball around. Been a bit more potent of times, and they've got one back. Carlos Mendes Gomez gets the goal. Let's hope it's only a consolation. It'd been nice to have kept a clean sheet, but we've let them back in after 68 minutes. And Bentley beaten. Pring with a throw in to Nelson as Nelson comes forward. He's looking for Jenna, who's headed that down, but straight in the path of Gomez again, and we're under a bit of duress. If they get another one back here, it could be a sweaty few minutes. We've done this before. We are Bristol City after all, that give goals away towards the end of the game, and Smith is out on his own. He's crossed it in, and Tyrese Campbell, thankfully, fires that wide. I think he was under being marked quite tightly on that occasion. A little bit. Oh no, he could easily have got that in the back of the net. Actually, it wasn't that being tightly marked by Nelson. He didn't thankfully put that wide as we head down to changeroo time. And there we are. Right, let's have a look. Masengo isn't performing particularly well, so he will get changed by O'Dowda. And O'Dowda, I'm wondering whether we actually swap him out for Freeman. I think that's probably a better move. Delibasharu is tired on that right-hand side. Cabano or Morgan Rogers. We'll bring Morgan Rogers on for him. So just those two changes for the moment. We're going to pump fist. No, we're not. We're going to point finger and tell them to go out there and make a difference. So we've changed our two wide players. Hopefully a little bit of extra impetus on those wings. 85 minutes gone. Roberts with a throw in to Freeman. Tries to get it through. Didn't quite. And Jenna! His 6th goal of the season and restores our 3-goal cushion with 85 minutes on the clock. I think Stoke are dead and buried, barring a minor miracle. Fox tried to cut that out, but because the momentum on it, lovely cross into the box by Freeman. Jenna having a free header. And Sako Jana getting his 2nd of the game on 86 minutes. We will just quickly go and check tactics. Right, Ben Nelson, I think, will come off for Zarante in that defensive role. We're going to do a swap here. I'm just trying to work out who's the best defensive midfielder. Joe Williams, by the looks of it, as we've taken Delibasharu off. So what we're going to do is Williams. In fact, undo that, Mark. Right, that's better. We'll swap those around, and Freeman can go over there. He's the ball-winning midfielder, and O'Dowda can drop into that role. And we will go to balanced. finger go out and make a difference. And we are back underway again. They've had a lot of those shots in this second half. Freeman with a corner, low to Roberts, but straight into the arms of Collins. And Roberts trying to add to his thing. Pring, lovely header to Freeman. And we're on the go again. Freeman to Rogers. Nice release. And Delap looking to get a goal, but the goalkeeper equal to it. The corner for their side now. Baker headed out by Rogers. Connor Rogers, who's been very good since he's come in. Dario crossed it deep, but Rogers trying to get that forward for Jenner, who's now the lone striker, having pulled the players back into more of defensive positioning. And that's probably why they're having a little bit of a run of play. But that ball given away, Pring. He's given the ball away, and luckily for us, puts it wide. And the Stoke City supporters not impressed in the slightest. Bentley to Moore. Moore back to Bentley. Zarate. O'Dowda. Pring. Come on, Cameron. And that's it. It's all over. It's a 4-1 win in the first game of our episode. 22 shots, 10 on target, nearly 50%. 2.27 against Stoke's 17 shots, 7 on target, 1.57. They definitely came back into that game quite well. 59% possession. We'll take that. Let's see where that leaves us in the table. We were up to 6th at one point. Well, obviously other games are going on around us. Conspired against us, as it turns out. We do still have a game in hand over a couple of these sides just above us. So I'm not, if we can win that game in hand, we would go above them. But we are now just 3 points short of the automatics, with Queen's Park Rangers dropping down into second now. Swansea go top on 24 points. We are 7th on 19 points. So we're doing okay. Just need to keep the momentum going. Millwall obviously beat Peterborough by a goal to nil, which has kept them in front of us. Nottingham Forest. So there's a 6-pointer there coming up in our second game of the episode. 2-0 win against Reading in that game. Swansea, who go top, beating QPR by a goal to nil. And I'm guessing, well, if they beat QPR, it's top of the table stuff, isn't it? So they've overtaken them by virtue of that. But QPR do have a game in hand, which means they could go back in front of Swansea if they were to win that game in hand. Right. So that is how it's looking on that front. We'll tidy all this up and go through the 3 days to the next match. So we'll do our usual bit of... we've got Joe Williams has got a suspension, I presume, for yellow cards. But we'll give them a day's rest, which means with the one that they already get, they get 2 days. And that takes us through to the Nottingham Forest game. Back at Ashton Gate. Last time out at Ashton Gate, we beat them 4-0. That was back in March. Garner and Surridge. No, hang on a minute. Nelson, Bowler, Dak, and O'Dowda. The winners. Were we in charge during that match? I'm not sure we were. Or were we? We may well have been, actually. I will check it. We would have been if we in March, because we'd taken them over, hadn't we? Around about Christmas time. So we would have been, yes, for sure. Probably just missed out on this one. 0-0 there. So last season we didn't do too bad against them. Similar this season would be good, especially at Ashton Gate. Prior to that, it was a bit of a mediocre, muddy selection of games, and we've never really been in a position to actually get one over on them. But it'd be nice to get one over on them again if we can today, because it will consolidate our assault on those playoff positions at least, and would look very, very good. So without any more to do, let's go through to the second game of the episode, a championship match against Notts Forest. And the team for the second game of our episode against Nottingham Forest are Bentley in goal, Pring, Nelson, Moore and Roberts to the same back line, Deli Basharu and Masango our midfield, Masengo, moving over to the right side, basically because of the suspension of Williams. Semenyo is back, looking for him at the start of last game. He was lurking, coming back from injury, but he is there on the left-hand side. Freeman moves out to the right. Jenna and Delap are up front. Delap, who spent some time last 2 seasons, actually, on loan here at Nottingham Forest, of which he scored 5 goals in both seasons. On the bench, Cairns, Fernandez, Viner, Zarante, O'Dowda, Rogers, and Young Coombs. And the teams are on the pitch. Nottingham Forest playing in there. Quite impressive kit, actually, that Nottingham Forest kit. Playing in our usual red with the funny stripes. Moore picks up the ball in defence, comes forward with the ball. Finds Delabashiru. Delabashiru to Freeman, who puts it into the path of Delap. And Delap scores against his old side. He's offside. Ah! Just here, look. Yeah, ball goes forward. Good play, though. And disappointing we didn't get that opening goal. Nottingham Forest on good form at the moment. Smithy's out of his goal as they come forward. So we need to be very careful of them. Pring cutting that one out. Jenna over the top for Delap. Delap will get there, but he's lost a bit of momentum. Masengo in midfield. Robert crosses the ball in. Semenyo! Welcome back, Semenyo. It's offside again. Oh, man. Twice in the back. Oh, just. Twice in the back of the net. And twice cancelled out. Now, either that's unlucky or incompetence. I'm not sure which. It does show our attacking impetus. Roberts with the throw into Delabashiru to Freeman. Freeman gets loose. He's in the area. He's going all the way. And straight into the arms of Smithies. I thought he was going to put that at the back of the net then. What a solo goal that would have been. Roberts to Freeman. Masengo tries to get it through to Jenna, but didn't get there. And the ball is given away. And we're in a little bit of danger here as they come forward. Bertrand. And Mighton is in. He's tucked it in the goal. And it is a goal. I was waiting for him to disallow it. But it is a goal. And we go a goal behind after 35 minutes. Or is it 36 minutes? Might be 36 minutes, actually. Bentley won't be happy that he's got him on the near post there. Should have put that round the corner. And while we're having a shout at the team, I need to fire them up as well. And we'll also check opposition instructions, make sure nothing's missing. Mighton, I feel sure, should be, as is Mudgett. Both those should be at least. Throwing Roberts to Semenyo. Roberts, can we get back on level terms for half-time? Delabashiru, it's gone over the top by Delap. Very nearly. Semenyo. Lovely ball by Delabashiru. Delap getting there, but over the top. Half-time comes, and we are a goal behind at half-time. It's not often we've been in that position. Not recently, anyway. 9 shots, only 2 on target. That's where the problem lies. Not hitting the target. 50% possession against Nottingham Forest. 5 shots, 4 on target, 50% possession. We'll see how we get on and have a chat with the boys at half time. Come back, no changes at half time. back underway again. I need to be continuing our pressure into the second half. I've noticed, oh no, they haven't matched this up. They've gone slightly more defensive though. Right, 65 minutes gone, and we're not getting many inroads here. Semenyo not enjoying himself out on that left side. So I'm thinking we'll move Freeman over there. Semenyo can come off. Morgan Rogers on this right side. Maybe Delap is a bit frightened. Or do we just swap them around like this? Deep line. We'll do that for the moment. Just see if that makes any difference whatsoever. Ability to make a real difference. So get that out there and do it. I trust you to make a difference. He's motivated. But one thing we will do in a moment is go attacking if this doesn't have any, which it's not appearing to. Let's go attacking. And the question is, do we change formation as well? As we get to 75 minutes, nothing really doing. Luke Freeman is tired, and that could be Callum O'Dowda coming on for him. And I am now thinking of taking Delap off for young Coombs. So changing around up front. Disappointing if we don't get a result here, which is not looking likely at the moment. Need a highlight, and we're not going to get there, are we? Right. Still need to make that change to try and get this going. Young Coombs can go out on the right. Do that. Delabasharoo. I'm thinking of moving him in the middle. Not young Coombs, O'Dowda can come back here. Jenner up front. Make him an advanced forward. O'Dowda out to the right, Delabasharoo in the middle. Mazzala as well. I doubt that roaming playmaker is his best position. Confirm the changes. We're still on attacking. Let's just see if we can get something out of this. We're not going to. It's going to be a 1-0 loss. Not the best of episodes. We had plenty of chances, didn't convert them on target, apart from the 2 that we had disallowed. 20 shots, only 4 of which were on target at 1.97. They had 9 shots, of which 6 were on target, one of them being the goal. And we were done for, really. 48% possession in the end. And, well, that's probably knocked our aspirations at the moment, but let's see how that affects the table. We finished the episode pretty much where we started it, in 8th place, having dropped down because of that loss against Nottingham Forest, who now move up to 3rd place. We do still have that game in hand, though, over some of these sides in front of us. So with the game in hand, it'll be up to 22 points. We do have a superior goal difference as well. So at the moment, with that game in hand, it would push us up a little bit, albeit Norwich do have a game in hand as well. So if they win, we possibly get up to about fifth place, sixth or fifth, there or thereabouts, if we were to win that game in hand. But had we won today, or at least got a draw, it would have been a little bit better picture for sure. Never mind. We will plough on as it is. Right, well, we're going to do Sunderland offline. Sunderland, who are currently 15th in the table. And then we're going to come back for the EFL in our next episode for the EFL Cup 4th round and a championship game against Coventry, currently languishing near the bottom of the table in 22nd. But Burnley, we will play first, who are in game in the 14th currently in the Premier League. So they're having not too bad a season in the Premier League, and we will come up against them in the next episode. I hope you've enjoyed today's episode. If you have, don't forget to leave me that big thumbs up, subscribe, and hit the notification button. That will keep you up to date with all future episodes of this particular series. Our other two series that are happening under FM22, which is Making Tottenham Hotspurs Again and From the Bottom to the Top. Also, we're looking forward to our new series that is coming out. We'll have the beta series, which will come out when the beta is released on FM23, and then be, looking at a series to go alongside that once we get onto the full fat version of FM23, and really excited to find out what changes they've made to it this season. And whether it's a big improvement, a general improvement, or whatever. We'll be having a look at that as and when it comes out. New episodes of To Be A Legend are currently released every Saturday and Sunday at 11 a.m. And if you want to keep up to date with what's happening on this channel and more, the best thing to do is follow me on Twitter at JustOffsideFM. Thank you for watching. Hope to see you tomorrow for the next episode. It'll be out tomorrow, Sunday, episode 13. Unlucky for some. Let's hope it's not unlucky for us.